Hey, good morning, movers and shakers. Thank you. And as you know, I help people with their financial planning decisions, their wealth management, their investment management, growing wealth for the future, using that wealth to provide income back to themselves during retirement, passing wealth on to the next generation, risk management and protecting wealth, and any matter of financial, personal financial, or small business financial decisions that a person might need to make on a daily basis, which would include how much money do I keep in savings? What do I do with these credit cards? Should I get a 15-year mortgage or a 30-year mortgage? What is a reverse mortgage, Brian? What is an exchange traded fund? What are the 4 types of annuities and the pros and cons of each? How is my mutual fund taxed? Really, any kind of financial question that a person may have to deal with on a regular basis is what I help with in the course of what I do. But what I wanted to talk about today is the level of care that I provide to my clients versus, or in contrast to, the level of care that people often get from some of these large, big name firms. Because I've gotten clients who have come to me from these big name firms, like the man who came to me from SunTrust, and he had $100,000 invested with them, and he said they never give me a call. Or the client who came to me from State Farm, they never give me a call. Or the woman who had $900,000 invested with Merrill Lynch. She said, I called my advisor, he didn't call back. I called him again, he didn't call back. I called again, I demanded to speak to him. He gets on the phone and he says, I can't talk to you right now. And this lady has $900,000 invested with Merrill Lynch. Actually, she moved it to me. And so I've gotten a lot of these clients over the years. So I hear about and I know about the level of care and the way that they're treated. But one of the things that I do every week is I get on a Zoom meeting with 3 other certified financial planners, and we help each other. We share ideas, we talk about problems, questions, and so there's a lot of experience in that room because we've all been in the business for a number of years. But the experience is different and varied because we will each have maybe a little more knowledge in this area, whereas the other advisor has more knowledge in a different area. And one day I was on there with one of the advisors, and he used to work at Charles Schwab. And I said, what was it like over at Charles Schwab? Because my understanding is that, the clients kind of don't, get the same level of service. And he goes, absolutely. He goes, that's exactly how it was. He said that he was assigned clients who had $1 million and more invested with Charles Schwab. And he was assigned 250 client households to take care of. And he said that he was not paid almost anything, hardly anything on the existing assets. He said it wasn't even worth calculating. He said it was like 0.0001% or something like that. He said, I didn't even calculate it. I didn't worry about that. I wasn't paid to take care of the existing assets. What I was paid to do was to bring in new investment assets. So he said, consequently, he said those clients didn't get a lot of attention. And so he said that when their spouse might die, they're not getting a card. He said, honestly, you're just a name on a screen. And these are people, folks, who have $1 million and greater invested with Charles Schwab. Shouldn't you get a higher level of customer service if you have $1 million invested? But what if you have a lot less than that? It's all that you have. It's your life savings. You're entrusting it with somebody. Don't you also deserve good customer service? And so the difference is that I wasn't assigned clients. I don't go to work for a job. I'm self-employed. I'm an entrepreneur. I earned each and every one of the client households that I serve. I earned their business. I gained their trust. And I have 95 households that I service. So it's a much more manageable group. There's a voicemail on my phone right now. In fact, there's 2 voicemails. And I listened to him again this morning on the way here. And it's probably my oldest client. He's maybe 95 years old, 97. He's been my client for a very long time. And during that time, his son died. And a couple of years ago, his wife died. And then a couple of months ago, his daughter died. And so he leaves this voicemail on my phone telling me that he's all alone in his home and that it's a beautiful rainy afternoon and that his daughter has died. And I sent him flowers. And then I got another voicemail from him expressing how much he appreciated those flowers, the way they smelled. And here he is crying on my voicemail, sitting there all alone. Now, if you think about the numbers on this, because most of these big firms are corporations and they are profit-driven, and you saw the way that advisor got paid. He didn't get paid on the existing assets. And those are million-dollar clients. And this man is probably one of my smaller clients. He will likely never invest any additional money with me in the future. He will likely never refer me a client. He will likely not be my client for a whole lot longer. Why did I send him flowers? Because I care about him. And I asked the question on Facebook recently, what is my greatest strength? And I didn't do that so that I could use those answers in this speech. I did it for an entirely different reason. And I got all sorts of answers. Some of them are funny, and some of them name some strengths. And the daughter of one of my clients said communication and honesty. But you know the answer that really surprised me? It came from a woman who worked for me for a year. She saw the way that I treated those clients. She saw what I did when they were not looking. She was a part of the behind-the-scenes conversations about those clients. What is my greatest strength? She said, integrity. So if you have friends, if you have coworkers, if you have family members, if you have neighbors who have money to invest, who are trying to build for the future, or maybe they're retiring and they're trying to figure out how to make that work and what kind of income they're going to have. If you have people that you know who are looking to be cared for in the financial planning and investment management space, please recommend me, Brian Wade, Tampa Financial Group.